Classic. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, chat, this guy is cooked. Oh, pre-fire. Pop it open. Warming up those fingies. And now he's just not missing any shots? That can't be how that works. Moving on. Ooh, obelisk. And chimps in VR helmets. And a legally differentiated enough version of film score.
Game begin.
Off-seas, we've been around for about two to 3 years now. We started during the pandemic. We started with virtual tournaments, getting students, from across the province to be able to play together. One of our short-term and long-term goals has been to, provide an opportunity for an in-person event. We actually have teams coming from all over the province. Some of the other titles that we've supported through OFSI has been League of Legends, Smash Brothers, Valorant. So we of course have Rocket League. And our most recent one will be Minecraft Education. So we try to choose whatever title our players want to play. So as long as we have demand for a title, that's the title we go with.
You better listen up. Listen when I'm feeling it. Yeah, I got a hit list. Never chasing any bag, only teach where to place them. Solo on a throne, don't need another man telling me how to live my life lavishly. Cause I built different, boy, let me speak. Try but tiny, but you take it to the main dish.
While simple in concept, Rocket League has a lot of different terms that may throw you for a loop if you're not ready. Let's cover some of the most common terms you may hear when watching a Rocket League broadcast. Demos, short for demolition. When you drive fast enough, you can blow up your opponent's car. Wave dash. If you front flip close enough to the ground, you'll get speed from the flip while canceling the rest of the flip animation. This move gets you speed without sacrificing your ability to input button presses. Flip cancel. Similar to a wave dash, but you cancel the flip animation yourself by holding the opposite direction on your stick for the duration of the flip's animation time. Ceiling shot. In Rocket League, you have 2 jumps. After jumping off the ground, a 1.6 second timer begins, counting down how long you have to use your second flip before it disappears. When you come off the ceiling, since you haven't technically jumped, the timer doesn't start, and you can use the flip whenever. Flip reset. Anytime your 4 wheels touch any surface, including the ball, your first flip is returned, or reset. A flip reset works in the same way as a ceiling shot, where you now have your jump with no timer. Double tap. When you're able to hit the ball in the air so it goes off the backboard, and then score off of that rebound. Flick. Anytime a ball is flicked off the car when it does a flip. There are plenty of variations of these. There are many more moves, but these terms should help you follow the fast-paced action.
Hello, Condors. My name is Taylor McVitie, aka TMC, and I'm joined with.
Oh, I'm Leaf. What's going on? How you doing? Excited to see everybody.
Yeah, and tonight we have a really cool stream going on where our Rocket League varsity team will be taking on. Do you remember the name of the school?
Well, I got bad info before. Now I know it's somewhere in Texas. That's it. That's all I know. Yeah, not UNTD, but UTD,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
I think our League of Legends team played them last week.
That was
remember?
UNTD.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, the college scene, man, it is. I'm trying to pay attention to like the CRL and everything as well. That was a nightmare. I do not envy any of the casters that had to do that because there are so many teams. The rosters are changing all the time. I mean, look at the rosters we have on our Condor squads too. Almost every semester, you've got someone new subbing in or a new person here and there. So yeah, it's confusing. I know playing someone from Texas though.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
It's
it.
definitely within that geolocation. As we can see, our varsity guys warming up on the varsity desk, getting ready for their match.
Yeah, it is gamer mode right now. No lights allowed at all.
Yeah, and I think we have a bit of a change tonight to our starting lineup, so we'll take a look at that.
Yeah, it's Chunk. Chunk's that's a familiar name. We haven't seen Chunk play in a while now. Probably close to a year, I think he says. Yeah, I think it was halfway through the last winter semester. I think.
Yeah, I think no, I think it was during the fall semester.
It was
he
the fall.
subbed in.
Okay. Yeah, Poke had joined in. And Poke, I think, busy tonight, obviously, otherwise he'd be here.
Yeah.
So Chunk's filling in. So I'm not sure this is going to go because they've not played together in quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that there's a bit of chemistry. Now we can kind of take a look at the standings where this varsity team sits.
Yeah.
With Poke in the lineup.
And guess what? Nothing's happened. So it's still no practice. They had to postpone the match last week. And I don't know if that's this one that they're playing now or if that's going to be at a later date. But yeah, we're sitting with no practice. We have so coming off of RLCS quals, both Cyber and AD played on separate teams during that. Poke coaches a team, a completely separate team during that, and Chunk coming in. This is going to be, I expect, a little bit of messy start as they get into the flow.
Yeah, and we're going to hop right into the action right at the beginning. The Condors are in blue.
Boys in blue. Yeah, it's kind of bothering me because we're gold, which is closer to orange than blue.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like we're going to be on the defensive side of the field to start off this game. Hopefully we can move on to the offensive side. Who would you say is the best player on this varsity team when it comes to attacking?
When it comes to the Condors specifically, well, we've seen a lot of transition from the whole squad, especially when Chunk was on the roster. There was a certain play style that they were working for. I would say Cyber tends to be one of the more mechanical players on the team, but Chunk did start to step up during the end of his tenure with the school. So I wonder if we're going to see that familiar play happen again. Chunk on that offense. I don't know if he's running the Dominus anymore. 80 on the Fennec, and a little team bump there. Chunk will have to be on defense. Now, he is running a Fennec as well. He was running that by the end of that run with the Condors before, too. So maybe they'll be able to fall into a bit of muscle memory.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to take a little bit of time, but if I remember, these guys played on the same team for like a semester and a half.
It was a long time.
Yeah, so they definitely are going to have some chemistry, but a lot of rust on top of that.
Yeah, hey, well, they're on the offensive half here. Almost a chance for the Condors to get that opener. The best of 5. So there's lots of time to make mistakes there. Zora with a shot. Goal line save from 80. They're getting a little bit of pressure back on their half of the field. No goals a minute and a half in, though. That's a good sign, I suppose, because it means you haven't been scored on yet, but it also means you're not in the lead yet.
Yeah, you definitely can't lose if you don't get scored
That
on.
is 100% true.
And as I say that, 80 gets the first goal of the game.
Yeah, the whole team a little bit scrappy to drop that one in there. You can see it Chunk, even with his posture adjustments there. I think he's still trying to get in the groove of it a little bit. You know he's still been playing the game, but to be in a competitive environment where you're having to calm with your teammates as well. I mean, you could speak to that too, playing for the COD, both Academy and Varsity squads now. How playing with team comms and in person completely changes everything.
Yeah, and players have different play styles. They have different ways of communicating. So unless you're consistently playing with those guys, you're going to see changes all the time.
Tripping over each other's words. You try to get back. Dude, is that a 50 into the net? Oh, my God. Okay. 80 takes control of this series. This was a terrible 50. From Saab in there, you do not want to challenge inward from the side into the ball because that's what happens.
I think we're kind of caster cursing because we were talking about the other two
Right.
players.
We really-
And 80 has now scored both goals.
Is this a curse or a blessing?
Well, it could be either.
We've blessed 80 by virtue of the curse on the other two. I'm okay with that, though, and I'm sure 80 is as well. Hey, that's a classic run there on that shot. You see a player pulling that ball from the inside in. You go for that 50-50. That's exactly what 80 did. 2-goal lead with the half-minute mark pass on by. It's a good start. Cyber got a touch, still gets it to the box, but I know he was going for a bit more of a centered shot towards the backboard. Good pop there from Chunk. Oh, and almost a center from Dalton down to assist in an own goal. Thankfully for UTD, they clear that out back to neutral zone. Oh, that's going to be a goal. Oh, no! Cyber! And it's saved again, too. Cyber, you heard the ding off the crossbar there. Had a bit of an open net, put a little too much mustard on the hot dog and cranked her off the top.
We're now going to be continued to be on the attack with Cyber hitting the ball off the ceiling. Are they able to take advantage of all this offensive time and put a goal on the scoreboard?
Almost a chance there. Chunk going in for the flip reset. Good defensive effort from 80 as well. Now in front of the net. It's going to be a bit of a problem for the Condors if they can't get this ball away. You have a bit of a sustained pressure there from UTD. And a boost steal as well. That's going to be a shot on net. And Dalton tries to go for a bit of a redirect there. They're trying to get a little fancy on the Condors. It seems to be their only opportunities they've had at scoring. With the final minute remaining, they might have to try something even fancier.
Into the final minute now. Chunk on the offensive side. I think the Condors are doing really well to ensure the ball is not coming into their end and the other team's not going to be able to score. As I say that, Cyber is able to put one onto the board.
There it is. Again, the only real efforts I've seen from the opponents that's been threatening. Dalton seems to be leading the charge. I'd want to see a little bit more of him in the next game. I'll try to focus on him, but I feel like he's probably one of the stronger players on the team. All three of them feel relatively in that same realm, though. Patience there for Dalton to get the 50 away. Final 30 seconds on the board. Dalton trying to go for the solo play, and that's what I'm saying. You'll probably start to see him try to get a little more aggro on the solo plays. Unfortunately, against a team that's working together, it's not likely going to be enough to win the series, but it might nab you a goal here and there.
And as we say that, 80 gets the hat trick. Third goal on the scoreboard for 80. The Condors are now up 4-0 with 17 seconds left in this first game.
Get the hats on the field. Good. A little bit of stat pad in there for the Condors. A good first game to start off your season as well. Everything can change in Rocket League. I always say game number 2 is where we really get a good indication of where things are going to go. Sometimes, while we mentioned the Condors could have a bit of rust to shake off, UTD could be doing the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. And as we are seeing on screen now, Chunk has now scored. That means everybody on the Condors has put one up on the board.
Yep.
A good team effort coming out from the guys. And I think this is going to help them for the rest of the series.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that feels good, especially since you don't know how it's going to go. I think the important thing, too, Chunk, of course, is going to have very little pressure on his shoulders right now. First off, the series, it's the first in the league. It ultimately isn't going to mean much down the road, right? But you also aren't on the team like fully anymore. So you're not having to have that pressure of, oh, I need to get better. I need to work on stuff significantly. I just need to get through this series. And that's going to help their attitude or their mental quite significantly. And you can see it. They were smiling from the get-go. They were hounding the snack cabinet before, just chatting away. They looked like they're in good spirits, and that's going to continue. I know you can really see their smiles. We got to get some lights on.
Yeah.
We're
Peak gaming
in
hours.
gamer mode right now. Yeah.
But no, definitely a very good showing out of the Condors on that first map. 80 with the hat trick, the other two getting the single goals on the scoreboard. Hopefully they can continue this into the rest of the series. Like you were saying with Chunk, no pressure. He's been at this varsity desk before in the starting lineup, so it's not like this is his first showing on this varsity team.
Oh,
So-
no.
so
Very
that'll take
experienced.
pressure away.
Very experienced. And again, game 2 will be a real indicator of how the rest of the series is going to go. Are we going to get another sweep like this, a dominating performance? Then game 3 is probably going to look the same. You're probably not going to see a reverse sweep. But if we do have a closer series here, UTD will be in it. And again, I expect Dalton to probably take a little bit more of a commitment to that. Almost the first goal for UTD in the series. Zora sends one charging towards the net.
And after saving that, Chunk is able to get the ball into the other team's end. But as I say that, UTD are able to transfer the ball back to our end.
A little bit back and forth here. Good 50 to get that out center. Chunk wanted a little more power on that, though. Get it to the side of the box there. I like what 80 was going to do with that. You put it to the corner just to buy a little time on the rotation to get some boost, but it ends up backfiring as they end up back down in their half of the field. Good corner touch there from Dalton. Again, as I said, watch out for him. He's going to be that threat on offense. Good bump there on Chunk as well, but fortunately, the second touch on him puts him straight into the ball, and that'll have UTD back to the orange half.
And we now see Dalton sending the ball back to our end. As you've been saying, I think he's definitely probably one of the better players on UTD here. As we say that, 80 and Cyber are working together to get the ball back into the offensive zone. The ball off the backboard. But again, we can't take
Good
any
play.
progression off that. And Exora scores one for
Well,
UTD.
Here's the counterattack. And you look who's charging at the front there, going for the body block, taking 80 out of the play. If you can't score normally, it's time to start getting physical. And UTD knew exactly the game plan. Dalton takes stance, gives a little bit of a draft going on for the ball. It can speed into the net. And UTD on the board for the first time in the series. And it will put them into the lead in game number 2.
And as this is going down, it looks like 80 is going to try to juggle the ball in front of his net and kind of mishandles it there. Luckily, UTD did not take advantage of that.
Oh, good intercept.
And now it kind of looks like the Condors are maybe on their back of their heels, but as I say that, Chunk puts one on the board.
Yep. Quick turnaround there. You saw the save forced to the side. And Cyber just put a little bit of pressure on that, forcing the player in the corner for UTD to shove that ball out center. And now there's no one left home. Tie game. Halfway mark is approaching.
A lot closer of a game this time. UTD is kind of fighting back and not just going to give up easily by the looks of it. Hopefully the Condors can put a few more on the board so that they can have an easy win here. But if I'm UTD, I'm not allowing that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to have to just keep up the aggression. The adjustment they made is working quite well. I still edge the Condors out for a win right now, but you're seeing a lot more of these aerial 50-50s being contested. You're seeing the player on the ball a little bit more. They're still giving away possession a little bit more, like I just said. They just shoved that down to the other end with no one there really to put the pressure on it. Dalton had to dive for it. But if they can keep control, they're going to have a much closer series against the Condors than game number 1. We're already seeing a good contention from them, but a mistake on defense. I'm not sure what was going on here.
Yeah, and Cyber puts one on the board to give the Condors a 2-1 lead with 2 minutes left in match number 2. A very good lead now. Hopefully they can continue to add so the pressure kind of goes away. As I say that, it looks like 80's going to try to juggle the ball
Right off
into
kickoff.
the offensive zone.
Yeah. We saw a mistake on the defensive half from UTD. Those are small cracks. It'll give the Condors the space they need to extend this lead. Condors, of course, can make mistakes themselves. The way they've been playing, though, probably not. Good boost steal there from Cyber. He tries to center, at least gets a little bit of physical play. Good pass to center there. Chunk off the crossbar. A fake there from 80, so Cyber can take the shot, but they're going to have to rush back. Watch out for the counterattack. That's how UTD got a goal last time.
And now the Condors are kind of back on their heels as Dalton is going to try to clear everybody out of the net. Nice little save there by 80. The Condors are going to have to get this out of their end.
Oh, good center there. Good save, though. Blocked on the goal line. You saw that UTD player diving for that one. They're desperate with the final minute on the board to get a second goal. More physical play. That's 3 demos this game so far, and it's all from Dalton. He is doing as much work as possible. And you look, the second he wasn't on defense, that's when they got scored on as well. So Dalton having to do some extra heavy lifting here for UTD. We'll see if they can do any more in the final 30 seconds.
Yeah, Dalton's basically being forced to play a perfect game. And the Condors are just going to have to take advantage when he makes those slight mistakes. With that being said, only 25 seconds left on the clock of this game number 2. The Condors are just going to have to get that ball out of their end. And as I say that, Dalton scores and takes advantage of the Condors and ties this game up. 16 seconds left. Do you think we're going to overtime?
Well, you were talking about your curse earlier, and I think it's still on you. Because second you said we got to hold on to it, they get scored on. And overtime, very likely, but we've seen the aggression from the Condors off these kickoffs. If they can get possession here, they can take it, but it's Dalton that has possession. Solid 50 from 80, but it's not over yet. There's still going to be another shot on the net towards the Condors. There it is off the crossbar. And it's going to be kept out up into the air. 80 might have a chance now if he gets a flip reset. He'll pass it over to Cyber off the backboard. There's Chunk for the shot to the net. Crossbar and out. And your answer has arrived. Taylor, we've got overtime.
Straight, good old overtime. So, first person that scores wins this, right?
That is true. Golden goal in Rocket League. And it could go on forever, and it might be the Condors. Goal line save there for Zora.
Definitely a closer game here. What is the longest overtime you've ever had to cast before?
The longest one I've had to cast? Honestly, probably only like 6 or 7 minutes.
Okay.
The longest one in the RLCS stands at, I believe, that almost a goal there. I believe the old record was, I think it might be 13 minutes, but the longest one I've seen off broadcast, but still in the RLCS, was 16 minutes long.
Wow, that's a long
That is a
time.
lot. That is 3 extra games of Rocket League.
Hopefully, the Condors can score and not beat that record today.
Yeah, let's hope, because that's not a good sign for game number 3. But you look how much closer this was. I said game number 2 is generally the better indicator of how a series is going to go for the rest of the best of 5. And we've seen a good hold from UTD. I still think at the end of the day, I'll still edge this towards the Condors. Not because biased, but because what I've seen on the field. Dalton can't do everything all the time, and the Condors surely will find that crack that they need. They've got to stay poised. A good 50 there, but no follow-up. Actually, it's going to be 80 to the net on the post. Cyber trying to play pressure. That'll be out to Chunk, who misses. Don't want to call him out, but the third shot of this game. Accuracy, if you can step that up. Condors will be taking the game there. Finally, Chunk redemption. I'll give it to him now. He brings his name back onto the board after 3 close opportunities. The Condors take it.
Yeah, I think this has been a really good showing of Chunk, bumping off that rust, subbing in, and able to score a few goals. I think that was the second goal of this game.
Yep.
So a very good showing out of Chunk and a very good match out of the Condors. Now I believe that is the first win out of the Condors for NACE on the semester.
That will be the first. There's still another game to play.
Okay.
It's the best of 5, I believe.
Oh, is
Yes,
it a best
yes,
of 5?
best of
Okay,
five, yeah.
sorry. That's my bad.
So we need to get 3 ticks off the top there. Unless it is a best of 3, but they're still sitting there, so I'm assuming that they're. Yeah, okay, we got a confirmation best of 5. One more, and then yes, it will be their first win of the series, or of the season. And I think they're going to take it. Again, that really just came down to Dalton changing the pace. We saw the other two as well. I don't want to take away anything from his teammates, but there definitely was a lot of heavy lifting from Dalton into that last
Standout player, basically.
of course. Yeah, and again, I said it in game one. When you watch this game enough, you can kind of tell. And I saw the way he was moving, the way he was positioning. I'm like, Dalton's going to be their strongest player. Generally, when you lose a game like that, that player starts to do a lot of extra work. And Dalton is stepping up where he needs to.
As we see here now into match number 3, the Condors are stuck in their end. Cyber is able to get that clear from in front of his net, but it looks like UTD are going to be on the offensive zone. Dalton almost putting that one in. And now the Condors are kind of stuck in their end. They need to get this ball out.
Yeah, if they stay here much longer, they're going to be hurting for boost. We see some decent steals coming out from UTD. They're starting to fall short. There's a shot to the net. Double commit, though, from the Condors. Could ruin their boost and positioning potential. Off the backboard, that's going to be a shot potential, a bouncer.
And a good save there from Cyber to get that ball out and down to the other end. We see Cyber now on the attack, going to do a 50-50 there, put the ball onto the wall, but the ball keeps getting stuck into our end.
Yeah, a bit of confusion. Condors, you get a little bit of a messy defense there, and it's actually going to result in the goal. I think a demo also came out on the other side of the field. And that's going to result in a wide open net there for Zora. Good amount of pressure from UTD, but they did also open up game number 2 with the first goal, but still lost it in the end. So
yeah, definitely.
Could be the same story. A minute and a half in, and I didn't even start ramp up because you see 2 defenders there, and you assume one of them's going to make contact. And unfortunately, they make contact with each other.
Yeah, and Chunk's able to put one on the board to tie the game up. What a great showing out of Chunk today so far. I think he's scored a goal in every game now. And we see a demolition out of 80. Going to be sent back to the respawn screen, as I call it. And the Condors are on the offensive end, but keep getting blown up by the other team.
The physical, I don't know if we've gotten a single demo ourselves. The physical play is what UTD is looking for. It's been the only chance they've been able to really find a lot of opportunities. You saw that last goal from them, scored off of a demo as well. Sabin trying out a couple mechs. I've seen them going for flip resets. We saw the Musty Flick coming out there as well. And that might be another swell answer for UTD, is just get Sabin in there, trying to get past 1 or 2 players, and then have Dalton on that follow-up. But again, oh no, that's not what you want to do. Put that one in the highlight reel. That's an own goal if I ever seen one.
Yeah, it looks like 80's going to get his 4th goal of the night handed to him by the other team. You know, I would take those all day if I was playing Rocket League.
Sure, yeah. Production was very nice. Didn't show the own goal again.
Yeah.
How kind of you. Oh, that would have been dirty. Ground level Musty off the post there.
Another demolition from the other side. And the ball's going to be back in our end here. Cyber is going to do a flip reset and try to get the ball cleared. And it looks like a bit of a pinch there. And Cyber's on the attack, trying to do a flip reset, but ultimately he was not able to. Looks like we're a little bit double committed here, but 80's going to clear this ball out. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, he's just buying a lot of time for his teammates right now to get back so they can get boosted up. Even if he does get beat out, then you have your teammates back. If you try to make a play too soon, and your opponents are going to have a man advantage on that offensive play. So it's a good bit of stalling there for 80. They don't need to pressure too much right now. They don't want to lose pace, but you're seeing them start to go for some pretty non-efficient plays right now, which indicates that our Condors players are starting to feel good about this match. You know, a play like that where you have Cyber pre-jumping on the ceiling on the other side, looking for a ground pinch off the ceiling reset. Yeah, these are not plays that are efficient positionally, but I think they can afford a bit of space. I see a lot of wear down from UTD. I think their stamina is starting to drop right now.
Yeah, and I mean, they're probably getting a little bit defeated, you know, being down 2-0 in the series. Only a minute left in game 3, down by 1 goal. And it's going to be really hard for them to fight back into the series, even this map.
Yeah, well, especially with the Condors starting to go for some physical plays too, but a mistake there. That was a double whiff. Maybe the first one was a fake call. Let's see, Cyber. No, he tried to go for the sidewall and then a miss there on the other side. Yeah.
And as you were talking about how the Condors were trying to, I would say, like trick shots almost, it kind of bites them now, and they might have to, well, they're going to have to put another one on the board to end this match.
And you don't want to rely on another own goal. So,
yeah, definitely.
Time to smarten up for just a moment here. Good passing play. Round 1, that should be a slot. Yep.
And again, it's Chunk putting another one on the board.
Wow, look at this slot here from 80, though. Great pass center, top of the box, just out of reach of the defender. And you're forced the other 2 defenders to panic and jump across net. Great play from both.
And now with 35 seconds left on the board, the Condors are just going to have to ensure that they don't allow another goal so that the series will be over and they can get their first win on the semester. Condors are going to be put into their own end here. As you were talking, Dalton trying to score there off the backboard, but not able to do it. The Condors are going to have to clear. It looks like they're also low on boost across the board, as 80 was able to get the center boost there. 2 seconds left. All they need is the ball to touch the ground, and they will win.
Uh-oh. Kept up 1. Does 80 want 1 more? It looks like the Condor is going to try for 1 more. That could come back to bite them, though. All 3 players from UTD ready for an offensive attack. Uh-oh. That's going to be kept in the air. A shot there for UTD, and it's in the net. The Condors, what have you done? They could have put the ball down, and the hubris got the best of the Condors today.
And we are going to see another overtime going into game 3. And I feel like the Condors have kind of trolled their way here.
Yeah, 100%. And they almost get scored on kickoff. There's going to be a shot, and it is in. Gareth, if you're doing an interview with them afterwards, you're bringing this up. They could have put the ball on the ground and ended the series, yet here we are going to game number 4. I need to know what they were thinking when they did that.
And I would say that this is now going to put some air into the sails of the other team and say, you know, this comeback is doable.
Yeah, look at Chuck. He's like, oh, what have we done? He knows what they did. He knows what they did. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you don't want to go. There's a famous line from a professional Rocket League player. You may know him. His name is Squishy Muffins. And after a series one time that was a 3-1, like this might be, in the interview he said, should have been a 3-0. And that's exactly what they're going to be thinking right now. This should have been a 3-0. UTD is counting their lucky stars that the Condors decided to keep that in the air.
You can see that the guys are all laughing there after losing. Do you think Coach Hurd is laughing right now?
Probably a little bit, but I know he's shaking his head. I know for sure. He's like, guys, come on. Yeah.
Typing away there.
Yeah, no,
taking notes.
He's writing down his he's writing in his journal right now. He's like, once again, my players have caused me 5 years of my life from stress that is unnecessary. Yeah.
Sounds like we're going to be loading into map number 4 here.
He definitely told them to. All right, guys, we had our fun. Let's smart up a little bit. We'll see how it goes. As you said, game 4. Almost a kickoff goal there for Condors. It'd be nice if they could start it off on the right foot here. Ooh, good passing play. Not going to lie. That was actually a solid play from UTD.
And Dalton putting one on the board. One of the, you say, the more talented players on UTD.
Oh, slotted. Look at that top corner.
And UTD, again, takes the early lead, 1-0. This is now the 3rd game in a row that they've gotten the first goal.
And both the other 2 ended up in overtime. So
If you're throwing channel points on this one, you might be calling for an overtime.
For sure. And the Condors have the ball stuck in their end now. They're going to have to get this ball out and sent to UTD's end, as I believe 80 was able to clear it there. Now we're kind of just trapped at center field.
Yep. Bit of a stalemate at center there. Both teams starting to run low on boost. No one could take control. The 50-50s running neutral. Chunk was looking for a player on the other side there. Cyber off the answer. A little bit of a Zutch there. That's a new mechanic for everyone out there. The Zen touch. Keeping that ball close off the hood of the car. Good turnaround from Chunk. Oh, he's got the player at center, and Cyber's going to find it. I'm very surprised UTD didn't shut that down. They saw the passing play coming. You see a defender dive for it, but it just slips past. Cyber can take the shot.
Yeah, very nice pass there coming out of Chunk to tie the game up 1-1 with 3 minutes and 54 seconds left. The Condors are now tied, and as we see another explosion happen again on the map.
And almost a goal there for UTD. Ball ringing off the crossbar. Sabin with the boost steal. That's going to be huge for the team if they can put some pressure on here. Dalton doesn't even have to. Figured to use the sideboard, get a double, maybe go for the passing center, but there's an open spot. No needles to be thread. It's a wide open highway with no other cars on it.
And the Condors are now down 1-2 in map number 4. And it looks like the ball is almost going to go in there, but unfortunately did not hit the net. Looks like UTD is starting to get a little bit more confidence in their own play style, and maybe have figured out the Condors.
Yeah, good little turnaround there off the sidewall. Tries to get a touch off the side of the car. Dalton's going to send that one screaming back down the other end. Buy some space for his teammates to boost up. They are getting low. He's not going to be able to do much up there by himself. You see him looking for the demo plays as well on that far side. Sabin, Zora both grabbing boost. They go for the back pass into their own half just to get possession back. It's a smart play, but they lose it quickly. Condors quickly getting involved in the play there. 80 trying to go for that low ground play. Chunk doing everything he can just to slow that ball down as UTD goes for the counter.
2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. The Condors are going to have to get one on the board to be able to tie this match on, or we're going to be going to a map number 5.
Which, you know, the Condors don't want. Good inside out save there. Coming up from Cyber. Down the other end. The pace of the series picking up quite a bit there. Good shot from Dalton. Almost gets the 50-50 on the goal line. And there's some more pressure there from Zora. Keeps the ball in the net. Bit of a miscommunication there. 80 trying to crush through his own teammates. Chunk slowing the momentum down there. They're still scrambling on defense, and that's going to result in a goal. Now, it's more of the Condors starting to make some mistakes defensively here that's causing these openings.
And as we see Dalton putting the third one on the board for his team, kind of saying, let me take over on this map. And now the Condors are going to have to put 2 on the board pretty quickly to try to get this to an overtime. Or we will be going to a map number 5.
Still got 2 minutes left to get this through, so they can take their time with it. Keep the pace up. Cyber over 1. Quick push back down the other end by Zora. Chunk's got nothing, leaves it for Cyber. Goes up, he's going to grab the flip reset. Should be an answer by Dalton, who forces the flip reset high off the backboard. That's the right play, because then Sabin can push that one back down to mid here, but low boost for UTD. This is the chance for the Condors to strike. They need to get in quick. Going for that straight down there. It's going to be a save off the backboard. 80 gets a 50 down the other end. Cyber plays it to the corner.
And with 1 minute left on the board, the Condors are going to have to get 2 pretty quick goals here, or we will be going to a game 5. The Condors are at least in the offensive zone. As I say that, it looks like the ball is going to get cleared back to the Condors end. And it looks like UTD is starting to put a fight back. They don't want this to end early.
Well, they kind of took a playbook out of the Condors' playbook there by going for a lot of those top-of-the-box passing plays. Condors can shut those down if they recognize it. That'll be up to Coach Hurd in between this game and the next to start talking about that. But the first goal on the board, 24 seconds left. Chunk finds an opening. He's been leading the charge on offense. You asked before who I said it might be, and I did say Chunk by the end of that last season was leading the charge in terms of offense once he switched over to the Fennec. And you're seeing that play through again. The question is, they're going to get one more.
Yeah, and they only have 24 seconds to do it. So it's going to have to be a pretty quick transition. And as we say that, Dalton puts a sword in for this game with his 4th of the map.
Well, you see it, Sabin, it was going to go for the dribble, recognizes, oh, my teammate has it. All I got to do, put an arm out and just start blocking everyone in front of me.
Definitely.
And get an answer off kickoff here. Be good for the Condors, but it goes the wrong way. With 10 seconds left. Come back in game at number 4, likely not to happen. And it looks like Mr. TMC, we're going to be going to a game 5. A game 5 that the Condors could have prevented.
Yeah, they should have never been going to a game 5, never mind a game 4. But they got to live with their mistakes and, try to shut them down here. Say, we let them get map number 3 and map number 4 to feel good.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Don't mind defensive mishaps in game number 4 from the Condors. Don't mind those at all.
And maybe this is showing a little bit of rust on the Condor side.
A little bit.
The first 2 games were pretty easy, but now trying to figure out a solution to how to shut down Dalton.
Yeah.
Because he's becoming a problem.
He's becoming a problem. The other problem that's starting to arise, though, there's 2 more of them. And both Sabin and Zora started to find their footing there, too. They're a little bit lost, I would say, by the end and beginning of game number 3 and 4, respectively. But by the end of game 4, they definitely had a bit of a rhythm going on. That needs to be disrupted quite quickly here. But the Smiles, it looks like the Condors still have confidence that they can do this, and I do as well. But they need to stop getting ahead of themselves and shut down some of those plays. Tempo pace, like a tempo switch up could help right now. Right now, you're starting to be, if you go faster, they start to go faster. And if you slow down again, they could start just passing that ball right back to you. So doing those tempo switch ups at the right time could be key. We'll see if the Condors can do exactly that. We'll be looking for a play there. Goes back to their own net. First goal from Zora.
Yeah, and again, the Condors are going to allow UTD for I believe the 4th match in a row. Take the first goal on the board to take the 1-0 lead over the Condors.
Yeah, it has been 4 in a row that they've opened it. They've won 1, lost 1, and their kickoffs, honestly, much more cohesive than the Condors. They've had more opportunities to score off of kickoffs than the Condors have. Thankfully, their conversion rate isn't the best. But who knows how long that's going to last. Going for the bump plays ourselves. A bit of a block there from Sabin, but Chunk on the follow-up. And yet another one for the Chunkster.
Definitely. He's not showing any rust on those fingers tonight. Putting a lot of goals in the back of the net. Now his teammates are setting him up pretty easily, but he's at least executing. And we're back tied to our back tied game, 1-1, with 4 minutes left on the board.
Pretty much just deleted a minute off the board. It's now a 4-minute game. Back to where we started. Ooh, good 50 there from Zora. Puts that one towards the net. 80 with a flip reset. Not going anywhere. Chunk with no boost will have to back out of that play. Can we get a steal here? Cyber does get the steal, but they're not going to remain on offense for too long, considering the fact that the other 2 didn't have boost and had to back completely off. Watch the backboard. There's the shot. A little high. Cyber puts it down low and almost rolls to the net here. The panicked push away from Chunk isn't quite enough. Another shot onto the net. Condors low boost. This is still a bit of trouble right now for the Condors. Another attack from UTD. Finally shut down, and with no boost, UTD is going to have to back off here.
And as you say that, Dalton comes in with almost full boost. And it looks like they're going to be on the attack side again.
Uh-oh.
And this could end up ugly.
Woo! Good save there. Good patience from Cyber as well. Good passing play. That's going to be a lot of speed. But look at the intercept there from Dalton. Man's going Mach 3 this entire game. He's trying to look for something there. I had to back off. You don't want 3 players in front of the slot. That could be a counterattack for the Condors, so he backs off. That's exactly why he's back. It will stop any advance from the Condors. Keep it close here, Cyber. You might have a play.
And with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left, we are sitting at a standstill. It's almost starting to become a next goal wins situation.
I mean, again, the fact we've gone to overtimes on multiple occasions here.
Good clear out of Cyber there to get the ball into the other end. And now the Commodores have the opportunity to go on the offensive end, but it looks like a good little pass there. But I believe Dalton's able to shut it down.
Yeah, backboard defender at this level of play. You're almost always going to have one. AD also had no boost to really follow up for that double anyways. Bit of a power shot there, actually off the backboard. Opens it up. That could be a chance for Chunk. Plays it slow. Look at a little bit of a break check here. A little right in front of the net. Yeah, watch out. You're not going to make that save. Look at the guy jumping. Zora, what are you doing? Where are you going, buddy?
And the Commodores take the lead 2-1 with 1:48 left in this game, number 5. And we see off the break there, the Commodores are going to get caught in their end. They're going to have to get this ball cleared, as it looks like 80 is going to try to clear it, but passes it straight to Dalton. And the ball is going to get caught back in the Commodores' end. What is 80 going to do here?
Oh, it doesn't matter what he's going to do. Chunks up there. Oh, he might go for the passing play, but Dalton's in front of the net there. And answer. Beautiful demo from Sabin. Cyber had the shot. That was a guaranteed goal if Cyber made contact with that. But Sabin comes in with the demo, kills that defender. Smart play, but might not have been enough. Condor's back on the attack. Couldn't find a goal.
And we're about to hit the 1 minute mark in this game 5. And the Commodores are just in the offensive zone here. As I say that, Zora is going to clear the ball into the Commodores' end. And it looks like he was going to try to set up a pass there, but the Commodores were able to shut that down.
45 seconds left on the clock. Condors up by 1. Looking for another. As we've seen in time and time again, 1 doesn't mean done. You want that extra cushion. And they're trying to find it. Hunting, can they get the boost steal on the way out? Yeah, Cyber wants it. That should buy them a little bit of a prolonged attack, but it will put them out of position here. Flick potential. Good stop by Chunk. And 80 with the follow-up. Keeps it on the orange half. 14 seconds left. The Condors looking for maybe one final play. Keep that pressure up. Don't overcommit, but do not give UTD a chance. And if this ball goes in the air, you put it on the ground, Condors. Do not allow another one to go in. Down the other end, and there it is. The Condors lock in a win that should have happened a little while ago.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it should have ever made it to a map 5, never mind a map 4. But the Condors were able to come out with the win. A little bit of sloppy play there in that map number 3 and that map number 4.
Yeah.
As you were talking about the 1 second, they should have just let the ball touch the ground.
Yep.
Because they almost got reverse swept, but they were able to win it in the when it really mattered.
Who was that? I think it was Chunk that kept it up. It looked like 80 was a part of the play too. So this wasn't like an individual being like, let's not do it. I wonder who made the call. That's what I was saying. If we're doing an interview here, I definitely want I want to know. Even if we're not, I'm going to be asking them because I want to know what the comms were go? Like, who decided that? Who said let's go for one more goal? Because that gave us 2 extra games of Rocket League from that one sentence being uttered.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we should be able to get that answer in our player interview. But first, we're just going to send it off to ads, and then we'll get that interview.
Classic. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, chat, this guy is cooked. Oh, pre-fire. Pop it open. Warming up those fingies. And now he's just not missing any shots? That can't be how that works. Moving on. Ooh, obelisk. And chimps in VR helmets. And a legally differentiated enough version of film score.
Game begin.
Off-seas, we've been around for about 2 to 3 years now. We started during the pandemic. We started with virtual tournaments, getting students, from across the province to be able to play together. One of our short-term and long-term goals has been to, provide an opportunity for an in-person event. We actually have teams coming from all over the province. Some of the other titles that we've supported through Off-sea has been League of Legends, Smash Brothers, Valorant. So we, of course, have Rocket League. And our most recent one will be Minecraft Education. So we try to choose whatever title our players want to play. So as long as we have demand for a title, that's the title we go with.
You better listen up. Listen when I'm feeling it. Yeah, I got a hit list. Never chasing any bag, only teach where to place them. Solo on a throne, don't need another man telling me how to live my life lavishly. Cause I'm built different, boy, let me speak. Try but tiny, but you take it to the main dish.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're catching Gareth and 80 with a post-game interview. Man, oh man, what a series, huh?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that was great. One burning question that I had to ask you, and something that Brody was asking in the stream, is what happened Game 3, I believe it was. What happened there?
What are you talking about?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, there was a certain comm that was called out. I don't know who said it. Maybe it was you, judging by Cyber and Chunk's reactions. I think it was you that said, "Hey guys, let's go for one more goal," and that may or may not have snowballed into another couple games. Do you want to tell us about that?
I just said, I'm like, it was 0 seconds. They were keeping it up. I'm like, it'd kind of be cinema if they scored right now.
Well. Was it cinema?
Oh, it was. They scored.
Yeah, no, they definitely did score. I don't really want to say anything too bad in front of the camera right now, but I'm pretty sure Hurd might have said something. Can you tell us a little bit about that if he said?
I don't think Hurd said anything unless he was muted.
Okay, well, thankfully he might have been muted because I know I would have been saying some very coarse languages there. Anyway, one of the things I wanted to ask you is actually about 4v4s because they did release recently. Do you think that there's a chance that the entire Conestoga squad could be caught in 4v4s on the Conestoga streams?
On streams?
On stream.
Probably not.
How come?
Personally, I don't really like the game mode. It's like cool and all, but like,
Are you worried it would go to a game 5?
yes.
I see. Now, okay, in the future, as just as one last question, how could you prevent these games from going to a game 5?
By putting the ball down on the field.
Okay, fantastic. Lessons learned, games won nonetheless. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. I am your interview host, Gareth Horn, and I will see you next week for the next stream.